Hey everybody, welcome to the show. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California. Coming up next, from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is a special edition of the Diz Unplugged, celebrating the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. We gotta start again, guys.
Okay.
Now I have to belch. Yeah, wrong clue. I'm sorry, I promise. I'll get it right this time. I promise. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California. Coming up next, from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is a special edition of the Diz Unplugged, celebrating the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. What was that?
Nothing.
What did you just show?
Nothing. I
want to know.
It's a picture of Jenny Lynn eating a sausage.
What? That's not for public viewing.
I'm sorry, I ruined it.
This is all staying in. And you're cutting to that picture. I want that put in post.
No, you really don't.
Everyone has to. We've got to explain to everybody what's going on right now. We're pre-recording these shows, obviously, and we've recorded. This is the 5th show we've recorded today, and we started recording at about 2:30, and so it's getting really ugly up in here right now. It's starting to smell. Everybody's getting punchy, and I just had to be subjected to a picture of Jenny Lynn eating a sausage, which for some people may be very enjoyable, but for me, not so much.
Okay. How do we recover from this? Hi, everyone. I'm at the table today.
Anyway, joining me on the show today, my good friends, Sausage Lady.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
And from the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged, Tom Bell. Of course, our own Kathy Whirling.
Hi, everybody.
Also from the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged, the lovely and talented Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
And Rhino.
I took that picture.
He actually staged it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. Back in the production nook, our associate producer, Craig Williams, on the controls, along with producer Dustin West.
Yeah.
And our assistant webmaster on the Diz, Mr. Will Perry.
Hello.
So, all right, we're going to talk about Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel. This is the one of the 3 official hotels, Disney-owned hotels, that you can stay at when you are visiting Disneyland. And before we get into too many of the details, we have a nice little video that Craig has put together of the Paradise Pier. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Awesome video, Craig. I was just saying to these guys while we were watching the video that I hope you folks are wanting to go, after seeing these videos and hearing us talk about this, I'm hoping that you want to go have these experiences as much as I do right now. Watching all this stuff back, as like I'm just sitting here saying, okay, I got to get back. It really is amazing. It really is amazing out there. I've been saying it for years and years. And if you have not experienced Disneyland, you have to go. And this year, there is no better year to go with the 60th anniversary and the things that they're doing, and everything's been cleaned up and prettied up, and not that it's ever bad. It's never bad. But they got a lot of cool stuff coming. But we're going to talk about Paradise Pier. And first, I want to talk to Michael, a little background on how Paradise Pier came to be.
Yeah, and to talk about Paradise Pier, we have to go back to the Summer Olympics of 1984. Los Angeles, as they were preparing for the Olympics, it was the second time they were getting the Olympics, and they had a lot of preparation to do. These were going to be much larger Olympics. The Walt Disney Company was actually doing the opening and closing ceremonies, and what people most remember was the fact that the Disney Company actually had a flying saucer hover over the stadium and land as part of the ceremonies, and that could be a whole segment in itself, the story behind that flying saucer and some of the mishaps along the way. But they had to build enough housing for people and the Olympic athletes and all that. And actually, this is how this hotel was built. It was part of the additional housing that was going to be built in the area, part of the new hotels. And so it's had a couple of names. It was the Pan Pacific Hotel. It was the Emerald Hotel. It catered largely to the Asian tourists.
And it's important to note, not built by Disney.
No.
This hotel was not built by Disney.
It was not. And actually, at one time, if you remember that classic television show MASH, and then the dreadful misstep in its sequel called After MASH, the Klinger, the cross-dressing corporal, he was a character in both shows. And the actress who played his wife in After MASH, actually, her family owned the hotel.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And so, anyway, it ran. It was a very popular hotel. I stayed there. Actually, my wife and I, we celebrated my 30th birthday in that hotel. And so then what we did was, what happened then is, fast forward again to the turn of the 21st century, and Disneyland is looking at a massive expansion. And so they are buying up land and property all around, or attempting to. And part of the property that they purchased was the property that the current Paradise Pier Hotel is sitting on, and as well as a number of the motor inns that surrounded it. Tore down all of those motor inns and took over I believe it was the Emerald at the time, and then rebranded it as the Paradise Pier. I think it was like the Paradise Pacific.
The Disney Pacific Hotel.
Yeah, and then it became Paradise Pier. They did a light theming, a light Disney theming over the hotel, which has always led to the belief of the locals is that Disney's long-term plans for this hotel may be just to build something completely different, but that's the story of the Paradise Pier, and it does overlook California Adventure theme park. When Disney first took it over, it had its own entrance into Disney's California Adventure, but as California Adventure expanded, that entrance was lost, and so their entrance is really more through the Grand Californian than any place else.
Well, just so people understand where the Paradise Pier falls in the hierarchy, basically you have the Grand Californian as the, for lack of a better term, deluxe. And this is all based on price, not rooms or amenities. The Disneyland Hotel kind of falls in the more moderate category, whereas Paradise Pier would be considered the value. And generally speaking, I notice that when I go to price out hotel rooms in Disneyland, I notice there's about $100 difference usually between the price of Paradise Pier Disneyland Hotel, and Grand California. That being said, there are times, peak season, where a room at Paradise Pier is about $300, $350 a night. In off-season, you can find that for, again, depending on availability, depending on occupancy, about $250 a night. So it's not, in the scheme of things, unreasonable in terms of Disney resorts. And it is, again, we talk about proximity to the parks with, the Grand Californian being the closest, Disneyland Hotel being next, and then Paradise Pier. But we're really talking about a minor difference in terms of distance. Disneyland Resort, area-wise, is just not that big. It's very compact. And so to walk from the Paradise Pier to Disneyland, the Disneyland Park, or California Adventure, you may be talking 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast you walk. And it's, again, right through downtown Disney. And as Michael said, this was not built by Disney. Disney acquired this property and has, I always felt they invested a fairly significant amount of money in terms of getting the rooms up to standard. I know they did a lot of work on the pool deck, redoing that. The pool deck was closed for quite a while, not too long ago, while they were redoing it. And, they've done other things to kind of bring it up to standard. It doesn't have the same cachet. We'll say cachet.
Okay.
As hotels that Disney builds pretty much from the ground up. But, I've also heard that rumor that you were talking about, that at some point Disney may plan to just demolish it and build something new. But for the time being, Paradise Pier is there. And it's a great option, I think, especially for families. And Craig and Rhino, actually, they stayed at the Paradise Pier. So let's talk to you guys about your experience and your feelings about the hotel.
Well, this was my first trip to Disneyland, period. So I didn't really have an expectation at all. It was very I don't know. I walked in and it was the first thing that threw me was it's the first Disney hotel I'd been in that I think I'd use an elevator in. So I was already like, oh, we're off the ground here in California instead of our low buildings in Orlando. But I liked it a lot. I mean, it was really cool. We step in right away. It clearly has their theme, their beachy, it's Paradise Pier, but we've got the. I was going to talk about that picture, but the beach balls on the bed and. The
theming in the room is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I was surprised, actually, when I went into this room, that it really was. It was very bright. It was open. It was really themed well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
I like the little touches, little beach touches.
Mm-hmm. I slept with that little ball, that little pillow ball, the whole time. That it was comfortable. I liked it. And you'd mentioned earlier how close everything was. Is everybody else was at the Disneyland Hotel, and you would text me and say, "Hey, we're at Trader Sam's," and I'd be like, "Okay."
2-minute walk
down the elevator, across the street. Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe. I would just go out and walk around to the 3 hotels at night just for exercise.
Yeah.
They're that close.
One of the neat little things I think about this hotel, you're talking about the theming. They do the theming down to the smell. The hotel smells like suntan lotion.
Yes, that's right.
I think that's such a neat little touch. I mean, you don't usually hear about smells being pumped into the resorts and the hotels.
Well, no, it's becoming. This is something that is done, has been done for quite a while in Europe, where hotels have a signature fragrance, and it is becoming more and more popular here. For example, a lot of you guys are staying at the Swan Dolphin, and I'm sure you're getting that signature fragrance when you walk in. That's called white tea. That's the Starwood signature fragrance. So a lot of hotels are starting to do this, and some of the Disney hotels are starting to do it as well. And we noticed that walking around. I'm like, it smells like suntan lotion here.
Yep.
And in a good way. I mean, it's not like,
No, you
bad
get that vibe right away when you
At
walk
first,
in.
I thought it was because the guests were just walking around with tons of suntan lotion from the pool area, but then we were told it's purposeful that everything smells like suntan lotion.
I think the best way to describe Paradise Pier in general is it's a family hotel with those special little Disney touches that you would want. It's not, this isn't Disneyland Hotel where you walk in and you're just slapped in the face with memorabilia left and right, and you feel like it's a Disney park almost. This has little things like the Goofy in the lobby, and inside the hotel rooms they have like a Donald Duck poster and a Mickey lamp and all those little things that you do want to see. And I would never say I felt awkward staying there because we didn't have kids, but if you wanted to find a perfect place to stay with kids, honestly, I would say this. And the rooms were so nice and big that I would feel comfortable having a family of 4.
Absolutely.
Our couch actually, I think, turned into a sleeper too, just the two of us, and it was a very spacious hotel room. And what was great too is I think we were on the 10th floor or something, and I mean we were on the other side of the building, so we saw out toward your hotel, but. The other side of the building, I think you can see one of the nighttime shows from there.
Yes, you can see World of Color.
Yeah. So I thought that's nice for what is, I guess, the lower tier hotel, maybe. I don't know.
And I loved our view because we were looking down at the pool, which, I mean, I didn't look down there, but straight out, I love me some mountains.
Oh, and the sunsets.
We had one of the best views of sunsets looking at the California mountains. And you just can't beat, especially from that high up.
And the windows could open a little bit, so I was trying to jam my camera out the window the whole time, taking these pictures.
I'm sorry. I've stayed here with my family several times, and we love this hotel. We like the spaciousness of the rooms. My granddaughter loves the beach ball pillow. She likes to throw it at us, and and I think it has one of the best character meals. Anywhere on property.
That breakfast at the PCH Grill is what you're talking about.
Right.
And that was a phenomenal breakfast.
It's the surf's up breakfast with Mickey and friends.
Granddaughter loved it.
Not only was the food very good, the character interaction, the characters themselves, I mean, just incredible. You had Stitch, we had, Surfer Mickey, I guess it was.
Right.
Lifeguard Mickey. And who else?
Minnie.
Minnie.
I think they said Daisy's there on some days.
Yep.
Maybe we saw her even.
I think we saw Daisy, yes.
We absolutely did see Daisy. And Pluto's in the background, too.
I mean, incredible character interaction, plentiful and frequent. I mean, they were coming around the tables in the 45 minutes to an hour, I think, that we were there for breakfast. I think each of those characters came twice. And you just see them playing with kids. They do all sorts of stuff during breakfast, get the kids up and moving around and having fun.
They do dances with the children.
Exactly.
This was the one place that the kids went to the characters, and they didn't follow them in a line.
Right.
Which I thought just the energy was great.
Was fantastic.
Exactly. I do not care for Ohana when they do the parade of follow the characters. I like it when they have a little dance party in the corner right by our table. That was awesome.
Right. Now, before we get off the rooms, I do want to talk about the different room types that you find at Paradise Pier. There's basically just two view options. You have a standard view, which is basically like street parking view, or premium, which is a view of the theme park, which is California Adventure. Most of the premium view rooms, you're going to be able to see World of Color from your room. And again, it's one of those scenarios where you can tune to a certain channel on your television, and they will pipe the music in, and you can watch.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It is cool when they do that. Now, the price difference between a standard and premium view room depends always on time of year. On average, you're going to be looking at a difference of about $50 to $75 more for a premium view room over a standard view room. There is a club level at this resort as well, and this is more of a premium of about $100 to $150 a night, little less than you would see over at the Disneyland Hotel or the Grand Californian in terms of the amount extra, the amount of the premium over the cost of a standard room. And so, for example, I'm looking at dates here in September. $270 a night for a standard room, $361 for a standard room in club level. So just under $100. But again, that all depends. There's no hard and fast rule with that. That's an average. It depends on the time of year. It depends on the occupancy rate of the hotel. and but you do have options. And I have stayed in a Paradise Pier room with a view of California Adventure and watched World of Color from the room. It's pretty spectacular.
I've done that as well. The desk in the hotel is on rollers, part of it. So I would pull that out, roll it to the window, set my laptop out, and watch World of Color while I was working. And yeah,
So he's got to throw it. I was working while I was watching World of Color.
He's dedicated.
thought that was subtle.
As subtle as a bull in a china shop. But yeah, so PCH Grill serves breakfast and dinner. I don't believe they do lunch, do they?
No.
And breakfast and dinner, both of them are buffets. Are both character meals?
Dinner's not a buffet. Dinner's is.
Oh, is it
menu.
a la carte?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was buffet.
And the breakfast is the only character breakfast where you will see Mickey on property.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't even realize that, but you're right.
So if you want to see Mickey for a character breakfast, that's the one you
go to. And honestly, tremendous meal.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous meal. I really enjoyed that breakfast. I remember thinking, because that was, I think that was the second or third day we were there. And I'm having breakfast, and I'm saying, every time I come out here, and I'm doing these buffet these character breakfasts or these buffet breakfasts, they're so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they tend to be better out there. Or maybe it's just because it's Disneyland and it's not in my backyard and I'm not there all the time. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I have to say I'm very impressed with the buffets we get out at Disneyland.
And I got to be honest, I got to sample some of the dinner stuff as well whenever we went to shoot it. And that was after watching the food sit out for the 25 minutes it took for us to shoot all of it. But it was so good.
Really?
Steak,
Yeah.
salmon.
Oh, I forgot you were there with
there,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it was excellent. Steak, salmon. I think there was a little shrimp, some bruschetta or bruschetta. I don't know ever how you
Chocolate
say
cake.
it. Yeah, it was. I would have loved to actually eaten a real full course dinner there.
We've eaten dinner there, and it's very good. I was really surprised because I was sort of expecting the worst.
Yeah.
And it was very good.
Yeah, Tony and I went there and reviewed it when they first redid their dinner menu, and it was lacking. So I'm glad to hear that they've improved things.
No, it was
good.
like I said, for breakfast, I enjoyed it
breakfast
thoroughly.
is, breakfast is great.
Enjoyed it thoroughly. Now there is in the lobby there is a bar and like little grab and go coffee pastry station, and that was when I stayed there. That was
Yeah, it's
mainstay.
kind of
Still
like
there.
it feels like a Starbucks counter.
Yeah, just not serving Starbucks.
Yeah.
Joffrey's.
Right.
It's the Surfside Lounge. Looking at that picture, the pool at the Paradise Pier is located on the 5th floor.
Yeah.
I
It's a bit of
believe.
a novelty rooftop pool.
It's a rooftop pool, and it's not a large pool, and it's kind of standard. Nice view of the building, nice view of the surrounding area. It does have a nice children's play area, and look kind of cool. We were there very early in the morning, so there weren't any kids out, so couldn't really see how they were enjoying it. But perfectly decent pool.
It was a nice slide, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just going to
that's
say,
the-
I remember, because we could see it from our room, and I remember always looking down, and it always looked like there was, and you come down the elevators, you have to pass that floor, there's always kids coming on with their towels wrapped up, like clearly the parents had just forced them out of the pool, and they didn't want to get back in the elevator, so it looked like a lot of fun.
It also has some great views off the one side of the pool. It's got the wall, but then out beyond the wall, it's just a lot of. You can see the Grand Californian a little bit out there, and which I think it's neat to be able to have a view like that, aerial type of view from a pool.
I would say one thing for the pool area, because it's on the back side of the building, don't plan on sunbathing, because a lot of the day this is just completely covered in shade for the most of
See,
it.
now for me, that's a plus.
Me too. Okay. I would rather have that, because that's why I don't take off my shirt outside, because I just burn like a lobster.
That and children run screaming.
I mean, given.
They also have an outdoor bar here.
Correct. They do. I'm missing something.
Well, they have an arcade in there, that is decently stocked.
Yeah, it was a
with
decent
video games.
arcade.
They also have a cute little movie room with the screen embedded in that largish sandcastle
Yeah.
area
Yeah.
with the Adirondack chairs all set out in
And
front
it's
of it.
enclosed.
It's
And
enclosed.
this is for kids. This is really when you're checking in, and you need to like, kind of stick your kids someplace for a little while. They're always running Disney movies in there. They have the Adirondack style chairs.
It's its own separate room, and there's some kind of Disney something to view at all times. It's a cute little
It
place.
is. It is. It's a really it's a really nice hotel, and I can't stress this enough. Great option for families. If you don't want to stay off site, if you want the perks that go along with being on site with Disney at Disneyland, which include things like extra magic hours, and especially with the packages, you get a lot of discount coupons and things of that nature.
Yeah, I actually that was something that I was kind of struck by when I got to the room. That I forgot that. Craig and I each had our own little envelope, and inside of it, it came with you could bring it into the park. You get a free pin, you got a lanyard. We each got like a free photo on a ride or something like that. That was all part of staying there. I thought
There's
that was a
lot
nice touch.
with the packages, with the Walt Disney Travel Company packages. There's a lot of perks. I find them that they perk more on those packages than we do out in Orlando with ours. And yeah, there's the pin and lanyard. There's some a variety of discounts, luggage tags. Of course, your tickets, your theme park admission tickets are included in that as well. It's not keyed onto your card the way it is out here. You have a separate admission ticket.
We don't have magic bands.
Nope,
That's a
you don't
good
have
thing.
magic bands, and they have Legacy Fast Pass.
That was nice.
Legacy Fast Pass. So, well, I don't have a problem with magic bands, but I understand some people do. But that being said, if you don't want to stay off site, if you want those perks, and your family, I couldn't recommend a better property, I think, than this one. In terms of if you wanted to save some money, in terms of not staying at the Disneyland Hotel, the Grand Californian, Paradise Pier is a great option.
Yeah, and you can save the money, and like Rhino said, you're 5 minutes from the Disneyland Hotel, you're 5 minutes from the Grand California. You can still use the lounges and the restaurants of all the other hotels and save a little bit of money on your
Can you
room.
pool hop?
No.
You can't pool hop.
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
That you can't do.
Well, all three of them have. I mean, Paradise Pier pool does not come near the other two, but it's still a very nice pool, and
It is.
it's still a very good pool. So they all have really decent options in terms of pools.
And there was also that suite we toured at Paradise Pier. It was a really nice suite. It's in the suite video that we ran at some point, or will run at some point this week. I don't remember the order of when these shows go up. But Dustin put together a video of all the suites that we had visited. The first suite in that video is from Paradise Pier, and that's on the 5th floor. It's literally like right outside the pool deck, and so you have a nice little patio area, and you literally walk outside your patio and onto the pool, and very cool. And it's not like right on the pool, because there's like,
you have to step up.
yeah, it's
to the pool.
private. It's it's nice and private. It was a beautiful suite, very comfortable suite, and I love that we got to see those.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So that is our take on Paradise Pier, the Paradise Pier Hotel at the Disneyland Resort, and that will do it for this episode of the Diz Unplugged. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for being with us, everyone, and remember, go to Disneyland.